Hoops, Pebblebrook falls to Campbell, and South Cobb sinks McEachern. For the men, Walton raids Osborne and clips the Redbirds. Meanwhile, it's a long shot for Marietta, but they take the win over Lassiter. Then watch highlights of a different kind as we cover the competition between our dueling scholar athletes. And we dared to open the microphone to the Pope High School swim team. Get your suit on. It's time to jump into the fastest 30 minutes on television.
This city has some of the finest restaurants in the world. Of course, it has some of the funnest restaurants in the world, too. Buffalo's Cafe. Nothing fancy, just good food and a darn good time.
Who says you have to go away to college and spend a fortune to get a great education? Don't listen to the cliches. Fact one, you can get a great college education right here in Cobb County at Kennesaw State College. A fully accredited senior college, Kennesaw State offers degrees in more than 40 fields of study. State-of-the-art technology, day and night classes to fit your needs. Kennesaw State has it all. Fact two, with tuition less than $500 a quarter, a Kennesaw State...
To big game number 3, we can't forget the scholar athlete or Bob Giles.
And we need heavy coverage on tonight's female focus. She is South Cobb Sarah Thomas. She's fast, she's good. Stay on her.
That's right, so let's get things going. Here's big game number 1. This is Wheeler at Pope. Break.
The Greyhounds watched their toughest sub-region opponents take an early lead Friday night. D.A. Lane poured in 2 3-pointers during the first few minutes to give an impressive start to his 20 points on the night. The Cats led by 13 at the half. But Coach Lipscomb knows no lead is too big against a tough Pope team. Steve Lehman led the Greyhounds with 17 points, but it wasn't enough to bury Wheeler's offensive machine. Let the dunking begin. Sharif Abdur-Rahim gets the customary all-hail Reef chant from the fans, and then D.A. Lane takes the pass, and it's Reef on the business end of the oop as the big man stuffs in another 2 points for the Cats. Abdur-Rahim led Wheeler with 27 points, and with Reef on the inside and great three-point shooting on the outside, as demonstrated by D. Ware, Wheeler looks to be in great shape for the state playoffs. But back to putting on the finishing touches to their game against Pope. Reef with the steal, coast to coast, a nice 360 spin, and the bucket. Wheeler solidifies its dominance atop 6 Quad A Sub-Region B.
Everybody just looked upon themselves and started doing the things that they were doing wrong and picked up and did it right. You know, just playing together as a team, really. Everybody pulling their weight.
Wheeler wraps up its regular season at Marietta on Friday, and Pope will face McEachern on Saturday.
For big game number 2, we move to Sprayberry High School for some action between the Etowah War Eagles and the Sprayberry Yellow Jackets. This is going to be a tough task for Etowah because Sprayberry's been playing well, led by Jolynn Adams, who leads the county in rebounding, as well as being among the best in scoring. Here's big game number 2. Jolynn Adams is known around the county for her rebounding and scoring, but early in this one, she showed she could pass too. Here with a nice look to Jennifer Nelms right under the hoop for the easy 2. Etowah coach Cindy Moore told her troops to hang tough, and they did. As the first period ended, Bethany Hughes buries the 3 to tie the score at 17. Sprayberry responded to the challenge. Just watch Ashley Lyle take it to the hoop around 2 defenders and drop in 2 for 11 points. Coach Jones's Jackets outscored Etowah by 12 in the second, led by Jolynn Adams, who grabs Jennifer Nelms' block shot and puts it in for 2. Jolynn had a game-high 29. Etowah tried to stay close. Janelle Walton led them with 14 points. In the end, Sprayberry proved too tough on the boards. Alicia Crumby grabs the offensive board and puts back 2 of her 7. Sprayberry outscored Etowah by 15 in the final quarter and rolled to the victory.
Well, today was senior night, and we all wanted to come out and win because we have this 3 seniors, and this is a big game for us. So we just came out as a team and just played our best, and we won.
Next up, Etowah heads to Cherokee on Friday, and Sprayberry will wrap up their regular season versus Marietta on Tuesday. Well, we'll have highlights from big games 3 and 4 a little later on in the show. But right now, as I sign my $7 million renewal contract with Cobb Prep Rally, I began to think how hard making these big decisions can actually be. In fact, last Wednesday, several Cobb County football players had to put their John Hancocks on some college national letters of intent. So here's a sampling of National Signing Day. February 1st marked the end of the long recruiting process as several Cobb County football players put their college of choice in writing. Walton tight end Will Clark signed his letter just after 8 o'clock last Wednesday. Will was recruited by dozens of schools, but one stood out from the rest.
I went on a visit to North Carolina and Auburn and East Carolina and Georgia Southern, and right when I got to Clemson, I knew that's the place I wanted to go.
It's very exciting to our family. Will has worked ever since he was in the 7th grade. We're awfully excited that he's going to play in Division I. We won't miss a game, obviously.
Before the ink was dry, Will was on the phone to South Carolina to let his future coach know he was officially a Tiger.
Well, they took the picture at school on Monday, and I'm on camera right now at my house.
Meanwhile, it was the tale of a different Tiger over at McEachern High School as offensive lineman T.J. Mears made Auburn his choice. T.J. was glad to see this day finally come.
Felt like when I made my decision last week or week before that I really felt like I had like a ton lifted off my shoulder, so I feel like I'm breathing a little bit easier now.
I kind of told him from the beginning, you know, I said, you're the one that's going to be spending the 4 years there, and I'm going to go back home and lay on the couch.
2 other Indians also made their intentions clear. Siobhan Carter will suit up for Tuskegee, and Nevin Watson will don the pads for Lehigh.
To me, it's another step in my life, you know. Kind of leaving childhood, going into, kind of stepping out into the big world.
My grocery bill should diminish. I'm just proud of my son. I have 2, one already at Tuskegee, so I'm just proud of both of them.
By receiving a scholarship, it's all coming to place, and pretty soon after 4 years, I'll be stepping into the real world, so I'm pretty excited about this new challenge in my life.
You know, it speaks well of these young men, not only athletically but academically, that they've allowed themselves to get in this kind of position, and it's you know, we feel like it's a big part of our football program to be able to continue to send kids to college.
Well, good luck to all of our Cobb County players as they take that next big step in their football careers. But right now, as I scour my Prep Rally contract for bonuses and incentives, and why don't you tell the folks at home what's coming up next?
Well, Scott, over at Buffalo's Cafe, Bob Giles is ready to serve up sports news from around Cobb County. Then in our female focus, you'll meet a real basketball animal. And finally, our Scholar Athlete of the Week has his sights set on the state wrestling title. Back in a flash.
Cool Spirit Wear looks like $1 million, but did you know Spirit Wear can earn your group big bucks, too? Whether you're the principal or the class president, making smart business decisions is a big job. You want to create a collegiate image, and you need it yesterday, but you don't want to lose your shirt either. Well, a stitch in time will make you money. Call Express Products, your answer for in-house faculty wear, spirit wear, and group wear. Express Products has the right program for your fundraising needs, and we're ready when you are. Quality, customized embroidery, and no minimum order. Call Express Products for your next order. Play ball, Cobb County. Pro Sports is ready to meet your Little League needs with 21 years in the big leagues. Get your gloves and a huge selection of bats and accessories at Pro Sports. Hey, nobody's striking here. Shop with the pros with 2 locations, including Shallowford Road in East Cobb.
Purchasing jewelry should not be scary. It should be enjoyable and comfortable. We have a small town attitude in that our customers are our friends. We manufacture jewelry. We have extensive knowledge on diamonds and colored stones. And we feel that this better enables us to help serve your needs in finding out exactly what you want. Fine quality in jewelry should last you a lifetime, and it's something that you'll always be proud of.
Serving East Cobb since 1979, Edward John's Jewelers.
This spring, in the time it takes to play a football game, the SAT can determine your academic future. The last 11 years of school all come down to one 3-hour exam. So put the Huntington Exam Prep Center on your team. At Huntington, our small classes, certified teachers, full-length practice exams, and personal test-taking strategies add up to your best possible score on the SAT. Guaranteed. Your future is in your hands. Call the Huntington Exam Prep Center today.
Tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week is presented by Kennesaw State College. Equality for your college education is within reach. Call our 24-hour information line at 423-6300 and get the facts about a great education at Kennesaw State.
This week's Scholar Athlete hails from Lassiter High School. Brian Adams is on the Trojan wrestling team, and he has a 4.25 grade point average.
During wrestling season, I concentrated on my studies a lot more than I normally would, just because it's a hectic schedule, and just get my homework done.
Brian takes an active role in other school activities as well. He's a member of the Key and Beta Clubs, the National Honor Society, and he's on the Student Council.
finding time to study can sometimes be difficult.
He sneaks out of bed at night, and his dad will make him go to bed, and he'll sneak out after he goes to bed and study on his homework.
After graduation, Brian wants to attend college, major in pre-med, and become a surgeon. He's not yet certain where, but his 1320 on the SAT should keep most doors open. His ability to keep his grade point average over 4 has made his dad proud.
I'm really impressed with that. And of course, that's more important to us and to him. And it's just something that he's always kind of felt compelled to want to do. It might be because he was, the third child or whatever, but he wanted to beat the other two a little bit. And they were both pretty good students, but he's done it.
Brian has his sights on a state wrestling title, and with all the hard work he's putting in, we're sure he can do it.
Well, Brian, we wish you luck as you pursue the state wrestling title. Now, tonight's Female Focus is pursuing some big dreams of her own on the basketball court. South Cobb's Sarah Thomas wants to play college ball, and with her 18 points per game average, she has, if you will, a very good shot. Growing up, Sarah Thomas was the only girl in her neighborhood. To hang out with her 3 older brothers and their friends, Sarah had to learn to play basketball.
This is where I learned how to play, right here, on my driveway. It's kind of hard dribbling on the gravel over there, too. That's pretty tough.
Now, Sarah plays on the shiny hardwood of the South Cobb gym, and she's averaging 18 points per game for the War Eagles.
Everybody else's defense's main objective is to stop you, and you still continue to score 18 points a game. That's just, that's probably the most amazing part of scoring the points all the time, of doing the things that she's supposed to do, is everybody's trying to stop her from doing it, but nobody can.
Sarah's room is filled with trophies and awards she's accumulated throughout her 11 years of competition. Sarah doesn't hesitate when asked about her very favorite accomplishment of all time.
My basketball jersey. It was from my 7th and 8th grade teams. They retired it for me when I was in 8th grade.
Sarah says the next thing to be retired is the poor basketball hoop that she and her brothers have worn to the bone. Maybe it could last just one more year to see Sarah through her senior season at South Cobb. Then it can come down when Sarah fulfills her dream of heading off to college on a basketball scholarship.
Tonight's Female Focus is brought to you by American Cheerleading in Atlanta. From the top programs to the college-bound athlete, we teach basics all the way up to the very best in cheerleading training.
Hi, this is Bob Giles of the Cobb Extra at the Buffaloes Cafe at Acres Mill. We'll be back with sports news from around the county and the Buffaloes Hot Wing of the Week after you watch the plays of the week.
The Prep Rally TV show is a great roadmap for financial aid. If you're an athlete looking for college scholarship money, call Prep Rally to get your name to the right people. And for non-athletes, we're your guidance office for hundreds of scholarship opportunities. Call 634-7373 now for more information.
Hi, this is Bob Giles of the Cobb Extra, and we're back at the Buffaloes Cafe at Acres Mill with some of the sports news that Cobb County fans are talking about. Last week, February 1st to be exact, was the first day high school seniors could sign football scholarship agreements, and even though about 20 Cobb County players are being recruited, only 3 went ahead and signed on the dotted line on that first day. 2 of those were Division 1A signees who'd already made verbal commitments. McEachern offensive lineman T.J. Mears signed with Auburn of the Southeastern Conference, and Walton tight end Will Clark signed with Clemson. Marietta's Matt Anderson, who was the Cobb Extra's all-county tight end after a great senior year, signed with Division 1AA Troy State. Still on the football beat, the number of football coaching vacancies has been reduced to 1 after Lassiter offered its job to Pope assistant Marty Galbraith. He accepted. You'll recall Lassiter offered that position to Wheeler's Jeff Hollis earlier, but Coach Hollis took the job, reconsidered, is now at Cherokee High School. But from everyone that I hear in talking about Coach Galbraith, they've got an excellent guy now, a very impressive coach. He was the Pope secondary coach, and he's never had a high school head coaching job, but he's got an impressive resume. He's coached collegiately at Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, the University of Pittsburgh, plus he's coached in the NFL for the Kansas City Chiefs. On the girls' high school basketball beat, Lassiter was upset 43-38 last week by Chattahoochee, ending a 44-game sub-region winning streak for the Lady Trojans. The rest of 6 Quad A Division A had been 0 for the 1990s against Coach Mike Pavlak's team. And finally, congratulations to Pope High School junior guard Tara Charles, the Buffalo's hot wing of the week. Last week, Tara had a tremendous performance. She scored 27 points, had 8 rebounds, 5 steals, 4 assists, and a 43-38 victory over Milton. She came back the next night with 35 more against Marietta in a 72-58 victory. That was a school record, breaking her own mark of 33. Tune in for another winner next week. This is Bob Giles. Scott, why don't you tell us what's coming up next?
Thanks, Bob. Coming up next, our mystery trivia guest is a tall order. The Harrison women come up short against Wheeler, and the Campbell women's basketball team reaches new heights for tonight's Minute Mike. Stay tuned.
There's a good reason why Pro Sports is #1 in team and league uniforms. They do all screen printing and custom embroidery in-house. So at Pro Sports, you still look Major League after getting big league savings. Suit yourself at Pro Sports with 2 locations, including Patterson's Road in West Cobb.
This city has some of the finest restaurants in the world. Of course, it has some of the funnest restaurants in the world, too. Buffalo's Cafe. Nothing fancy. Just good food and a darn good time.
Introducing the Hair Pizzazz haircut. Yeah, that's the ticket. Possibly, maybe, I give up. Yes, Hair Pizzazz. Put some pizzazz into your hair.
Community pride comes in many forms. You can see it in your children. You can feel it on Friday nights in front of your friends and neighbors. Or you can show it in ways that aren't so plain to see. At Cobb American Bank, we feel that pride and take seriously the responsibility that comes with serving our community. Check out our 30-month CD at 6% APY or our 1-year CD at 5.5% APY. Some restrictions apply. Only at Cobb American Bank. Member FDIC. Your high school career is ending with no college prospects in sight, but you still want to play. A few schools probably would offer scholarship money if they knew who you were. You need someone who can get the word out, someone who can put your name in 100 places at once. Recruiting services get you noticed. North American Sports Scouts is a local company with national contacts, and finding scholarship money for athletes is what they do. Do you still want to play? Call Prep Rally or North American Sports Scouts for more information. Have you missed yourself or someone you know on the Prep Rally? Call 634-7373 to get a copy of game highlights, the Scholar Athlete segment, or anything you might have missed. And don't forget, you can always get your own personal highlight tape featuring your best action. Perfect for recruiting, whether you need 1 week of action or the entire season. Call Prep Rally for your best moments on home videotape.
Tonight's Hot Shot contest features David Reeves, whose mission is to walk away from the gym sweaty, bloody, tired, and owner of a free Papa John's pizza. He sunk the layup easily enough, and that fired up the crowd. But as we near the halfway point, the free throws get harder and harder. David's biggest problem is his hat is on backwards. He grabs the board and lines up again for another shot at the free throw, but it rims out on him, and unfortunately, time runs out as well. Sorry, David, but thanks a million for playing.
We have some more women's action for big game number 3 as the Wheeler Wildcats step out of the sub-region to take on Harrison. Susan Stoddard's Hoyas are coming off a big win against North Cobb. Meanwhile, Wheeler is trying to rebound from their loss to Pope. Here's big game number 3. It was senior night at Wheeler High School, and the Wildcats came out strong. Ann Bristol dishes off to Christy Roundtree. She gets the bounce for 2. Then it was Roundtree with the assist to Erica Santos, getting the hoop over the Hoya defender. The Wildcats led Susan Stoddard's team 33-26 at the half. Hoya Stacy Baxter tried to cut into the Wildcat lead, hitting the jumper. Baxter showed she could play inside too. She had a team-high 17. But this game belonged to the Wildcats and Coach Lori Burrows. Wheeler showed some strong work off the boards. Off the miss, Whitney Hillman is there to put it up and in. She had 22 points on the night. The Wildcats also got great play from Santos. Here with the bucket and the foul. Count the basket. Wheeler pulled away in the second half, led by Santos, who had 27 points, 2 more of which came on this nifty move as Wheeler went on to win it by a final of 67-51.
Everybody worked together this game because, like, for the last few games, we've been falling apart, and it's like nobody wanted to play or anything. But I think today that everybody, like, got the ball where it needed to go.
Friday night, Wheeler travels to Marietta, and Harrison hosts McEachern.
It's time for the Minute Mic. So the Campbell High School women's basketball team has got 60 seconds to tell you if they could be anybody in the entire world for a day, who would they be and why? Take it away, Rosie.
Hello, I'm Rosie Rosser from the Lady Spartans basketball team, and today I'm going to ask my teammates if they could be anybody for one day, who would they be and why? This is sophomore Leslie McElrath. If you could be anybody for a day, who would you be and why?
I'll be Alonzo Mourning so I can pop Larry Johnson on the behind.
This is our center, Kristen Moore. Kristen, if you could be anybody for a day, who would you be and why?
I would be Muggsy Bowles so I would know how it feels to be short.
Okay, Rosie, Miss Minnie Mike, who would you be for a day? I think I'd be Cindy Crawford so I'd know how it feels to have a good figure. This is Lisa Kirsch. If you could be anybody for a day, who would you be and why?
I would have to be Sharif Abdul-Rahim so I could average 30 points a game, dunk all over everybody, and move to California for free.
If you could be anybody for a day, who would you be and why?
Whitney Houston so everybody finally wouldn't make fun of me when I sing.
I wouldn't be anybody else because I've got the best basketball team in the world.
Tonight's Minute Mic is brought to you by Express Products in Kennesaw. We'll help your organization raise money through custom-made embroidery. Call Express Products for your next order.
That's it for the Minute Mic. Now stick around for tonight's mystery trivia guest.
Thanks, Rosie. Nice job on the Minute Mic. If I could be anybody for a day, I would be Michael Jordan. Hey, at least we have the same first name. See there? I gave you a big hint. Speaking of big, I stand 6 feet 8 inches tall. Michael Jordan's only 6'6". But I'm not scoring points for the Marietta Blue Devils basketball team. I like to draw in my spare time. I think I provided a good sketch as to who I might be. So call in to win if you at least know my last name.
The Wednesday night trivia question is brought to you by Pro Sports with 2 locations. The 10th caller with the correct answer wins a high school t-shirt of your choice at either Pro Sports location. If it's Wednesday night, call now.
Coming up next on CPR, Jerry Meiske, coach of the Harrison men's basketball team, is tonight's guest for our coach question and answer session. Stay tuned.
The home of the bands is in a brand new home. March up Sandy Plains Road today to Sprayberry Crossing for savings and selection at Georgia's largest instrument repair facility. You'll still find great instruments from Kahn and Hartley, plus the quality repair work you've come to expect. It's the new Music Dock, Sprayberry Crossing behind Trust Company.
Welcome to the new age of cheerleading. Cheering is now a varsity sport, and now more than ever, it takes sweat to make the squad. American Cheerleading hasn't forgotten that cheering should be fun and taught in a positive atmosphere. They let you set your goal and help you become your very best, and it's never too late to start. American Cheerleading's mission is taking beginners to a level they never thought possible. Flexible enrollment and experienced coaches at one nearby location. American Cheerleading, from the basics to the best.
Larry, where do you think you're going with that?
The oven?
The oven, Larry? Perfect.
At Papa John's, our mission is to deliver the perfect pizza.
Lawless shoots goal USA! Make your dreams become reality with a little help from the Soccer Plus Superstore in East Cobb. Soccer Plus is loaded up for the high school season with shoes, shorts, goalkeeping gear, and check out the largest selection of Adidas hats and accessories this side of Brazil. If you're looking for the latest and the greatest, look no further than the red sale tag at Soccer Plus. And Conn County's oldest soccer store will take another 25% off all Adidas accessories when you mention this ad. So get it before it's gone. The complete soccer store is Soccer Plus, Lower Roswell Road at Woodlawn. Have you missed yourself or someone you know on the prep rally? Call 634-7373 to get a copy of game highlights, the Scholar Athlete segment, or anything you might have missed. And don't forget, you can always get your own personal highlight tape featuring your best action. Perfect for recruiting. Whether you need 1 week of action or the entire season, call Prep Rally for your best moments on home videotape.
Hey, Hey, Cobb County, thanks for sticking with us. Joining us for tonight's coach's interview is Jerry Meiske from Harrison High School. Thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it. Coach Meiske is sitting high on a 15-7 record, and he's second in the sub-region. And, Coach, this is your first season with the Hoyas. So tell us how the season has progressed as a first-year head coach for you.
Well, it's been a real exciting one. We've started off the season 1-5, and so we've came a long way since that time.
You won 7 in a row after that,
We won 7 in a row right after, well, we played Wheeler in the Cobb tournament first round, and then we came back and won the next 2 games, and we took first place in the Harrison County tournament over Christmas. We're real pleased this year. We're able to get back up in second place, and we have a game with McEachern this Friday that will be real important to us. So.
That's true. That was my next question. You have a matchup with Dave Westerfield's team. They're first, you're second in the 5 Quad A North sub-region, so that's going to be a huge game for you.
I know it's a very good team. We've played them one other time, and it really wasn't that close, but I think we've improved quite a bit since that time. And they haven't fallen off any with their whole season. You know, they just keep winning. That tradition helps you out a lot. And besides the fact that they have excellent players, and I think our key is we're going to have to control their point guard quite a bit and be able to rebound. And if we can do those 2 things, I think we might have a definite chance. But a lot of it is just how hard we play, I think, is that we play a lot better when we play hard. So that's our key right now.
Okay. Now, speaking of guards, you mentioned Billy Gursky and Greg Brooks, 2 guards that really stepped up throughout the season, and they really contributed to that big turnaround when you all started going on that win streak. Tell us about those 2 gentlemen.
Well, they've really helped us out. They, I think, had a big change after we started playing early. They decided that they needed to take over some leadership roles also, which was one of the things we were lacking. And I think that those 2 have stepped up our whole play because of their attitudes, and that's definitely made the turnaround for us.
All right, Coach, well, we really appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much, and best of luck as you approach your second season as head coach. And that does it for Cobb Prep Rally. We'll wrap up the regular basketball season next week as we approach tournament time. And then, of course, we will have the regular smorgasbord of Cobb Prep Rally du jour as usual. Thanks again. See you next week.
The Prep Rally TV show is a great roadmap for financial aid. If you're an athlete looking for college scholarship money, call Prep Rally to get your name to the right people. And for non-athletes, we're your guidance office for hundreds of scholarship opportunities. Call 634-7373 now for more information.
On South Cobb, Sarah Thomas. She's our female focus. She's good. She's fast. Get on her.
You make me laugh.
Okay. I want heavy coverage. Heavy coverage on the female focus. South Cobb, Sarah Thomas. She's good. She's fast. Get on her. Stop. Three, 2, 1. Well, now we move to women's action. 3, 2, 1. South Cobb, Sarah Thomas. She's good. She's fast. Get on her.